Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's going to be big, so be
we'll start
ready.
off slow in case you didn't pack your equipment for today.
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording, so buckle up.
We're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray. In Jones, I was just wondering about periods.
Like punctuation or menstruation?
Honestly, kind of both. We should do one on punctuation.
Like menstruation.
Event. Menstruation.
Yes. I hate it personally. As someone who doesn't want to have children, it just seems like an unnecessary aspect of my life.
So would you want to have like menopause now?
Well, I mean, like, I don't really know what entails to that, but like, yeah, I guess.
If you could make the choice to not have reproduction be an option, you would go with have it removed.
Yeah, I actually been thinking about that a lot lately because of everything that's happening in other countries, not in Canada. We're very lucky that women's reproductive rights are very, very progressive here, and we don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Like, I know I saw something on Instagram today about this like massive protest in Poland and just like all the stuff in the States. And so I was thinking like making abortion illegal and limiting access to contraceptive and birth controls, and that it should be an option to like have your tubes tied or get a hysterectomy if you want to, but they don't even let you get your tubes tied if you don't have kids.
What, in Canada as well?
I mean, I'm sure that like there are cases, but I've heard it's really hard because it's not really like a reversible surgery. Right. And so you have to
a vasectomy is reversible.
More reversible, yeah.
Yeah, but a hysterectomy is not.
Well, a hysterectomy would be taking out your uterus, I think. But getting your tubes tied would mean that you can't get pregnant, but
you can get that in a woman?
You can get your tubes tied, yeah. But they usually won't do it unless you have like multiple children.
Wow.
So it's like your fallopian tubes. They like tie them off. That's not really about periods though, but I was thinking like just that process of like making reproduction not an option if you don't want to get pregnant and you're not able to access those other things, then you should be able to alter your body if you want to. Like do other things to prevent.
Yes, of course. What if you couldn't get contraceptives either? Right?
Exactly.
So that's part of what you were talking about.
Yeah, like if you have limited access to contraceptives and then don't have an option because like not everyone wants to reproduce and like not having sex isn't an option. Sex is a primary reinforcer for humans. Food and water, shelter, and sex, like behaviorally. So yeah. But periods themselves, I don't like. I'm really lucky. I only get it for like 2 days and I still don't like it.
What do you not like about it?
It's just like more work, gotta worry about it, get a little bit of cramps, not bad though. Costs money to deal with.
Yeah.
Sometimes you like ruin your underwear. I don't like that part. I don't like having to like consciously think about it. You know, it's just is like an extra task that I don't want to do. Yeah. Like, there's already so many things to do in a day.
I don't mind having my period, but I don't have very bad PMS symptoms or anything.
Yeah.
So I usually actually forget that I have my period, which can be dangerous because I primarily use tampons.
Yeah.
So I have to remember that I have my period so that I remember to change it at a safe time. I did try using a menstrual cup for a while.
I was just going to ask if you'd used one.
Yeah, I used one for a year and I felt it the entire time I had it in me and I felt very uncomfortable. So I ended up switching back, but I think it's worth trying a different brand.
One of our viewers, Erica, who is a confidence coach, has a brand deal with a different type of menstrual cup, and it's one that you can wear and you can wear it while you're having sex too.
Okay. Yeah, worth looking into for sure.
Yeah, but you might still feel it just like based on your insides, right? But yeah, I think that's part of it. It's just like, it's expensive.
It is, but if you do like a comparison of costs to buying pads and tampons for
I just meant periods in general are expensive.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, we're really lucky. Like if you look at stuff like people who live in the north, like really north, like in the territories and stuff, it's insane. It's something that you have to do. So it really shouldn't be.
Well, it shouldn't be taxed either. If it's a necessity, it shouldn't be taxed. And I
That's
mean, we
right.
could all just walk around with bloody pants.
Free bleed.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally wouldn't like that because I wouldn't like the feeling. If it was like for a movement or something, I might consider it.
I don't know if I could do it.
I don't think I could do it either.
What are the worst symptoms of PMS?
Mood changes. I definitely get more emotional. It's just like a little bit heightened. Like I cry a little bit easier, I think. I'm on the pill, so my period is very regular. And every time I'm like, oh, that's why I've been crying all week, as if it's like a surprise. Yeah, I know some people get like really, really bad, like debilitating. Is that a word?
Cramps. Yeah, debilitating.
Okay,
Yeah. Cramps.
Yeah,
I'm so grateful I don't have that.
me too. Like you can feel it. I'm like, oh, something's happening.
I think also insomnia and nausea and migraines.
Yeah,
Constipation and diarrhea.
I know there's some like aspects, like there's, I don't know what the right word to use, maybe like a disorder, PMDD or something, which like it's like sort of like a dissociative mood disorder related to PMS.
Oh,
And it's like really interesting. Yeah. I know someone who has it, and so they're very like vocal about it and like talk about it because there's not a lot of awareness. So it's been like interesting to like follow her journey and follow her story and sort of see things about that because it's something that I wouldn't have known about.
I've never heard of it.
I mean, the one positive thing about periods is that, I mean, obviously like some people still get it when they're pregnant. It can trick you, but for the most part, it's a good tell.
Yeah. When I was taking birth control, I would always take it very regularly, and my period would always be very regular as well. But I know people that will skip their periods, like they'll just take it right through. And I had thought that that's not good for you because I'm like, your body is still going through the menstrual cycle and going through ovulation and everything. But it actually isn't.
It's
when
not.
You're on birth control.
Yeah, it's just your period's like a fake period.
Yeah.
So if you're on birth control and you don't get your period, then like it doesn't matter.
No, and I didn't know that.
And the reason that they did it is because I guess like when they created it, people said they still wanted to get a period, I guess when they were doing like focus groups and stuff when they first started it. And I was like, why did someone say that?
Maybe it is just because you want to feel a sense of normalcy and for peace of mind. Like if you just didn't get your period for 6 months, and yes, you are taking your pill, right, there is still a chance you can get pregnant.
Yeah.
It's not a high chance if you're taking your pill consistently and properly every day. But what if you went 4 months and you didn't have your period because you chose the option where you didn't get your period?
Yeah.
And you were pregnant and you were drinking, or you were doing like things that can harm a baby, like whether or not you had thought, oh, if I get pregnant, I'll keep it. But I think if you're on birth control, there's a pretty high chance you don't want to get pregnant.
Probably true.
But there are people who they're not intending to get pregnant, but when they get pregnant, they're like, oh, this is a blessing. And I'm very excited. And they decide to go ahead with it. What if you didn't know and then you weren't caring for your body or for a child that's growing inside you properly? I
would prefer to just not. Like, honestly, yeah, if I could, like, get my tubes tied, I'd be like, yes, tie them up. I've been thinking a lot recently about getting an IUD, but I have heard some, like, horror stories. Like, I know someone who just got an IUD, and she now gets her period for, like, 10 days.
I know someone who never really had cramps, and then she got the IUD, and now her periods are significantly worse.
I wonder if it's, like, a difference, too, between, because there's, like, copper IUDs and hormonal IUDs, and a lot of people do go with copper because it's significantly cheaper by like hundreds of dollars, and also some people aren't like super into having extra hormones in their body because that can result in a lot of the like mood changes and other
and
aspects.
Also a lot of biological changes. Like I know a lot of people would have concern about weight gain or
acne. The people I know who have the copper one are the people who are having the like heavier periods and more cramps and stuff. I mean, I don't have enough data to make a full assumption about it, but that's just the couple people I've talked to.
Also, so recently I was talking to a friend of mine who is a man who was wondering, why can we not have a way to control the flow of your period? Like, you know, when you have to hold your pee or your poo or your fart or something for a little while, but then you let it out when it's time. He's like, why can you not just not have a flow until you sit on the toilet and then let it all gush out? And I'm like,
probably no like sphincter muscle, but also I'm like, why hasn't evolution done that for us?
Right. That's what he was saying. He was like, you've been ripped off by evolution and or God. I never thought of it really as being such an inconvenience.
Yeah, I mean, you don't look at it as like, oh my gosh, but we're so used to it and we're taught about it from
You know to
when,
expect it when you're
yeah.
quite young. Yeah.
And if you don't, that's not your fault.
When you were just saying about having hormonal changes can cause acne, it made me remember that the reason I went on birth control when I was a teenager was to cure my acne. Like, I mean, it's very common.
It's super common.
I know, but doesn't it seem wrong?
No, because I think a lot of medications probably have hormones in them that you
But this
just
is
don't.
specifically taking hormones to clear your skin. Like, how many times did I actually ovulate then, right? Because I went on birth control when I was like 14 or something.
Because they also like they use it for a lot of things, to clear up skin, to regulate cycles, to like reduce cramps sometimes. But your skin is so linked to your hormones. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it's like the alternative is chemicals, like either severe chemicals, severe acne, or hormone changes.
I know a lot of people do say that they notice a lot of changes when they're on the pill. Like a lot of people have different experiences and they don't like the way that they feel when they're on it. I don't think I've ever really like noticed that. I was on the pill for a long time and then I did go off of it for about a year and a bit and then I ended up going back on it and I just like I don't think I really noticed a difference.
Yeah, I didn't really notice a difference in myself either, but I know a lot of people who have had to try multiple different types of birth control until they find one that their body like works well with.
And there are luckily like different types now and like
and different levels of hormones in each of them.
And you don't have to just do the pill. Like as we said, there's the IUD, there's still like the NuvaRing.
What's the Nuva ring?
It's like a ring that you just like put inside. I don't know. You put it in for like 3 weeks and then you take it out. I think they're more common in the States. Like I don't know a lot of people who have had it.
And does it make you not have your period?
No, you still get it. Like you leave it in for 3 weeks and then you take it out. I think it's kind of more like spermicide. It like blocks the cervix, like kind of like a smaller female condom even maybe. Because it's not an oral contraceptive the same way like an IUD, you still ovulate, right? Maybe not with a hormonal IUD. I don't know if you ovulate on an IUD.
I don't know either.
I mean, you must not because that is how you would not get pregnant, right? Like you wouldn't be able to ovulate.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Or like maybe where it sits doesn't let the egg come down or something.
I guess so. And so when you take it out, you just also take out the egg.
Maybe someone who has it could inform us. I mean, now that I'm an adult, it's not as bad, like, and now that I'm like on a more regular schedule and I can kind of like expect when it's coming. But when I was a teenager, like it was fucked. Like it could be 1 month you get it like Monday morning at 8 and the next time it's like Friday night at 11, and like it was so wild. Even now I'm like, some people have it down, they know like the exact hour that they're gonna get it.
I think if I'm on birth control, I would know as well. I would always get it like Wednesday at like lunchtime until Sunday. Now it can come pretty much like any day in the week, usually still like midweek until the weekend. So it could be like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday until Sunday usually.
Monday's just like, it's going to be a no for me on Mondays.
I think
Mondays are already bad enough. We don't need to
fresh start. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I don't
know. Now my phone tells me highlights for the week, your period's coming. I don't know why it started telling me, but then I was like, oh, that's interesting. So now I do record it into my phone. I typically have a 28-day cycle and a 6-day period.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I have a Fitbit. And so like within the Fitbit tracker, you can track it. And I did really good for like 2 years and I've just fallen off.
I wonder if it was when I was using that smartwatch.
Oh, probably.
I didn't enter it, but maybe there's like a change in like your blood flow or like your pulse or like, I don't know, because I didn't enter it. It just like, we think your period's coming this week. And then I got it and I was like, wow.
I wonder if like it was you were having a conversation, your phone was listening.
I think you're right.
Like, because you probably said something like to one of your housemates or like a friend or something, is like, oh, I'm gonna get my period this week.
And then who's like, you're gonna get your period. I'm like, how do you know?
How did you know that?
And yeah, I'm such a sucker. That's definitely what happened to me.
Yeah. I always think it's funny too, like how secretive people are about their periods. Like I'm like that too. Like if I'm like at work or like at a restaurant or something, like if I have to like change my tampon, I like put it in my sleeve or like in my pocket. I don't know why. Now they're smaller, so I just put it in my hand. But it's just because we're so trained to do it. Like why? It's not a big deal.
It's because we're taught that it's gross. But I think it's actually like a way your body's like cleaning itself as well. Yeah. It's like taking out the trash. It doesn't need it.
Yeah.
You didn't use it, so you're gonna get rid of it. But I don't feel embarrassed about my period. I usually just tell people I have my period.
Yeah.
You know what's
Now
really
it's-
embarrassing is when your pad leaked or something when you were a kid, and you had to like wear your jacket tied around your waist for the whole day at school. And
Yeah, that wasn't good. I mean, it still happens now. Like sometimes it comes and you're not expecting it. You don't have
Yeah.
anything. You got a good old toilet paper wad.
oh
We've
yeah,
all been there.
yep. Usually it's not super heavy the first day anyway. It's like your
Yeah.
body's like giving you a signal. It's like it's coming tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's
but
gonna be
let's-
big, so be
We'll start
ready.
off slow in case you didn't pack your
Yeah.
equipment for today. Jones, I was just wondering what you're drinking.
Today I am drinking this hazy blonde from Old Flame Brewery, which is a brewery in Port Perry.
It sounds delicious.
Yes. What are you drinking?
Good old Coors Original.
Ooh.
Yeah, got a couple cases for my birthday. So
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, let us know about periods. Do you hate it? Would you get rid of it if you could?
Do you have any recommendations for different menstrual cups? Because I am looking into that.
And maybe if there's other forms of birth control that we didn't talk about.
Yeah, if you recommend anything, like we would like to know that as
Mhm.
well.
or
Tricks and
anything.
hacks to having the best period that you can have.
Yeah, so let us know. You can email us at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
That's the one.
Yeah. All of it. All of the above. Do all of the above. Okay, thanks for watching.
Peace out.
Peace out. Happy bleeding. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I said that. Oh, bye.